Good evening, this is Dan Rather, and you're watching the Vymerian Times. We're coming to you tonight with a developing situation in Osea, a nation gripped by what can only be described as a rapidly escalating civil conflict. Just hours ago, Prime Minister Marshall of Anea delivered a stunning revelation detailing a covert operation against Biotechnica facilities in Osea. Anean 66 Spartan Battalion Special Operations Forces reportedly engaged Biotechnica personnel in an intense firefight, extracting samples of Project Kadu, a super soldier program revealed to be based on a bioorganic weapon, or BOW. The Prime Minister's statement showed the grave danger posed by Kadu, citing potential for severe mutation or death and the alarming possibility of reverse engineering it into the T-virus. The samples, we are told, are now en route to the UN. Anean forces reported no casualties, while Biotechnica's losses remain unknown. Biotechnica, though, is speaking out against the attack. Earlier this week, a spokesperson, visibly shaken, reported major damage to Site Dimitrescu, or Site D as they're now calling it. They claim significant security casualties, structural damage, and the complete destruction of their medical wing. In a rather uncharacteristic outburst, the spokesperson stated, "Victor here can't remember his own name because of an amnestic spill. Priceless medical research was destroyed in the firefight. We will remember this." But the situation in Osea goes far beyond a single raid. Osea has reported a series of alarming mutinies within the Osea nuclear submarine forces, 3 submarines. The OFS Final Measure, OFS Solution, and OFS Containment experienced radicalist uprisings. While the mutinies on the Final Measure and Containment were successfully quelled, the OFS Solution has unfortunately fallen into rebel hands. Osea has lost control of the vessel, last spotted off its west coast, and it is confirmed to have nuclear warheads on board. The Osean Department of Defense quickly issued a statement vowing a joint operation by the OCDF and OMDF to hunt down the rogue submarine, titled The Hunt for the OFS Solution. However, contact with the OFS Solution has been lost due to unknown circumstances. We will continue updating you on the situation as reports still come in. Stay tuned next for a special program regarding the
Aenean Marine Corps isn't a choice. It's a calling. A brotherhood forged in the crucible of discipline and unwavering will. We are the shield against chaos. The spear of the Aenean government on the sea. Marines across the world fight for our freedoms, and that comes with a price. To become part of something greater than yourself. The Aenean Marine Corps. Your nation. Your duty. Your honor. Join the Aenean Marine Corps. Visit aeneannavies.mil or your local recruitment office.
Welcome back to the Vymerian Times. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Dan Rather. As we have been reporting, we have been creating a special program including the former and current prime ministers, interviewing them on their stances and their failure. Here it is, the prime ministers of Anea and their many faces.
Maintaining the Vymerian relationship was a significant success for me. Even after the Queen was no longer my consort, we kept the nation stable and united. The work we did to establish ourselves under my leadership was truly important too. I've often sensed that a good number of prime ministers, especially those who come after me, tend to cast an eye over my period in office. And I like to think it's not just out of historical curiosity, but rather because they see it as a blueprint, perhaps even a manual on how to lead the nation, particularly in hardship and truly difficult times. If my experiences have provided them with a good deal of inspiration, then I'd consider that a significant part of my legacy. For me, the nation of Anea holds a significance akin to what Vymerian and Serindia once did. It's a country with an incredibly impressive track record and a long, distinguished history, one that we, as the successor, absolutely must uphold. What truly resonates with me is Anea's diversity and complexity. That's precisely what I find so compelling about it. Well, since leaving office, I've kept myself rather busy. I can assure you, I've actually been involved in establishing a number of defense companies, and of course it's a source of considerable pride to watch my protege, Alan Major, making his mark. He's currently serving in the Senate, holding a significant position as SEDF, which is tremendously encouraging, as you can imagine.
My greatest success as Prime Minister was taking ENEA through many hardships. That might sound like a dodge to the question, but think about it. We went through multiple wars under my prime ministerships, as we have in many others, and went through multiple areas of conflict. Me and my cabinet always managed to weather the storm in one way or another. I think yes and no. On one hand, ENEA was more active on the world stage under my leadership, and I think that's something people would miss. But that's also in part because of my cabinet members, many of which still in office to this day. A lot of it? No, not necessarily. A bit? Yes. I think Prime Minister wise. All of them are qualified, after and before. For example, Cyrus Grant was a very competent yet backseat Prime Minister. James Marshall, I have yet to see, as he's just getting sworn in. For the Prime Minister before me, Clam Mulroy. I remember serving together with him, if my memory serves me right. Great team, great leadership. Right now. Retirement. Although I do still take an interest in the politics of ENEA, I am no longer running for any positions and I am taking a back seat.
I think one of my greatest successes is not only pushing ENEA to establish peace within the world, but also finding and nudging other people to continue. So after I have left the office, as I said in the previous answer, finding people who have the same mindset and continue where I left off, allowing ENEA to maintain its position while also using its power responsibly for the betterment of the world. I believe one of the most prominent ones is letting the presidential position hold that much authority and power, which caused the previous president to run free and overreach a couple of times. I hope that the new PM addresses these issues and rectify it. I was originally planning to make preparations for the next Senate elections to run for a seat there, but James was kind enough to give me the position as his national security advisor. I really appreciate that he views my advice in such high regard and gives me the position to help ENEA once again.
I hope my greatest achievement as Prime Minister will be to leave behind a stronger ENEA than when I came in and ensure our dominance as a world power once again. I think this office will remember me as an effective leader, diplomat, and public relations figure after all my hard work as Secretary of Foreign Affairs and now Prime Minister. I handle being here like it's just another job and I've got work to do. And that work is the betterment of the Indian people. I think this nation is one of the greatest in the world currently, and I am proud to be at its helm and lead it into a new era. The Prime Ministers before me have set some high bars in terms of effective leadership, and I admire their work and hope to replicate it during my time in office.
That's all the time we have for tonight's program. We hope our comprehensive reporting on the escalating civil war in Osea, along with our special segment, has kept you informed and aware of this critical global event. From everyone here at the Vymerian Times, we thank you for tuning in, and good night.